That's fine. Yesterday, Harish and then Targis, yesterday we have given a little bit introduction about so what is Snowflake and all. Today we will continue with the Snowflake architecture.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I have slight knowledge. I already started working on Snowflake, Shekhar. So don't worry. I continue your session. So.
Okay. What about Targis?
I don't know anything about Snowflake and cloud, so I just want to know it from scratch.
That's why let me repeat in short period and then short time and then continue with the remaining topic. So I can say Snowflake is a cloud data warehouse which is built on 3 cloud providers. So one is AWS, another one is Azure, another one is GCP. Fine. So these 3 are the cloud providers. What is the meaning of this cloud data warehouse means? As this is a Snowflake is a cloud data warehouse.
Are you sharing screen, Shekhar?
No. I'm not sharing anything. Just I'm explaining the basic definition of the Snowflake. I will share.
Okay.
I will share. Not a problem. Fine. So as you are not part of the session, I will cover in high level. So which is a cloud data warehouse? What is the meaning of this cloud data warehouse means? You no need to maintain any physical servers or any physical components for your cloud data warehouse. Just you need to browse the Chrome and then log in into the Snowflake account and then start working into your Snowflake. And also we can call Snowflake Cloud Data Warehouse is a SaaS, software as a service. As this is the software as a service, it will provide you it will act as a service for your different requirement. So you can use this Snowflake Cloud Data Warehouse for your different purpose, like business application development, business intelligence, reporting purpose, data analytics, data science, etc. As this is a SaaS, so you don't need to install or you don't need to manage any software or hardware or any software updates. So in a cloud data warehouse or in a traditional data warehouse, to maintain your traditional data warehouse, you or your organization need to manage many things actually. They need to manage on-prem servers, they need to manage hardware resources, they need to take care of storage components, and to maintain your on-prem servers, there should be a many database administrators like that. In case of a Snowflake data warehouse, there is no much human maintenance is required. There is no much maintenance or management is not required in Snowflake. On behalf of you or on behalf of your organization, so your Snowflake organization will take care all the maintenance. I can say once again, this is a cloud data warehouse. Targesh, this is for you. So yesterday,
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, this is a cloud data warehouse where you can store the data from the different data sources, either from the database, either from the SQL Server, either from the Oracle, either from the different Excel sources. You can load the data into Snowflake, and then from there you can process the data you can process the data and deliver the data from the Snowflake. So this is about the high level discussion. Takish, if required, you can take a recording session from the institute. Yesterday's recording session, they will provide you.
Okay.
So I have explained very
Okay.
clearly the very basics of Snowflake.
Yeah, sure. I'll I'll call them and I'll take.
Yeah. Today we will discuss about the Snowflake architecture.
Sure, sir. Thanks.
So let me share my screen. Let me know if you are able to see the screen.
Yeah, I can able to see.
Okay. We'll discuss Snowflake architecture today. So this is your Snowflake architecture. Snowflake architecture has the three layers actually. One is database storage layer, another one is query processing layer, another one is cloud service layer. Fine. So we'll discuss one by one what is this database storage layer, what is the query processing layer, and what is cloud services. Guys, actually this Snowflake architecture is very much important. Very much important. You need to understand this, and then you will get a one or two questions in your interview from the Snowflake architecture. They will ask you, so what is the Snowflake architecture, and then how many layers are there in the Snowflake architecture. So we'll discuss one by one. See, first one is database storage layer, second one is query processing layer, third one is the cloud services layer. Cloud service. So what is this database storage layer? This database storage layer is the whenever you load the data into Snowflake, that data will be stored into the storage layer. Storage layer. The very first thing is database storage layer is the to store the data in your Snowflake. So whenever you load the data from the different sources, the data will be stored in the database layer in the Snowflake. What the database layer will be contained? What the database layer will be contained in your Snowflake? When you store the data, suppose if you have a customer table, if you load the data into the customer table, automatically the data will be stored in a micro partitions. Automatically data will be stored in the micro partitions. Micro partition is the one of the storage component in the Snowflake. Fine. Where one second. Where your suppose like this. Suppose if you load your data into the table, if you load the data into the table, that data will be stored into the multiple micro partitions. So this micro partition is the storage component in the Snowflake. Fine. Now, whenever you load the data into a table, the data will be loaded into the micro partitions. When the data is available in the micro partition, when the data is available in the multiple micro partitions, that multiple micro partitions details will be written into the metadata tables in the Snowflake. Nothing but for the particular table, how many micro partitions are allocated, which record is available in which micro partition. So all the details will be written into the metadata tables. Metadata tables are the system tables in the Snowflake. When the details are available in the metadata tables, then whenever you query a data on the particular table, by using the metadata tables, directly it will go into the particular micro partition, and then it will retrieve the data, and then it will submit to the end user. See here, next point is, in a Snowflake, the data will be stored in a column format, not in a row, not into column. So in our traditional database, the data will be stored in a column and then row format. In case of a Snowflake, the data will be stored in a columnar format. What is the advantage of to store this data in a columnar format? Means instead of checking all the records, if you are querying for only this record, then it will come into a particular micro partition, and then it will retrieve the data from this micro partition. So by doing this, you can able to see the very good performance advantages in Snowflake. Instead of suppose if you query select star from table where employee ID equal to 10. If employee ID equal to 10, the value 10 is available in the particular micro partition, directly it will come into the micro partition by using a metadata details. Directly it will come into the micro partition, and then it will retrieve the data for you. Instead of scanning all the micro partitions, directly it will come into particular micro partition, and then it will retrieve the data. So what? See here. So whenever you load the data will be available in the micro partitions in a compressed and then optimized way. Size of each micro partition is 50 to 500 MB. So whenever you load the data into a table, each micro partition will be size is 500 MB. Till 500 MB, you can able to store the data into each micro partition. As I mentioned, data will be stored in a columnar format. So you can able to load the data into Snowflake, either a structured or a semi-structured files data. What is the semi-structure and then what is the structure means? Structure means our regular format data, columns and then rows. Semi-structure means suppose if you want to load a XML or a JSON file, you can also load the JSON file. So this is about your storage layer. Guys, any doubts in understanding the storage layer? Actually, the data is going to reside into the storage layer. The data, whatever you are going to load the data into Snowflake, the data will be stored in a micro partitions in column format, not into traditional rows and column format. And also data will be stored in a compressed format and also in an optimized way. So this is about the storage layer. Any doubts, guys, here?
No, Shekhar.
Because actually, yeah. Yes, guys. Yes, yeah.
I mean, I just want to know how, the data will be stored in micro partitions in a metadata format, right? Metadata tables, right? How
No,
metadata
no, no,
table
no, no, no,
will,
no, 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 no. No, 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 that
I
is
mean,
wrong way.
data will be stored in micro partitions, right? Here in
Correct,
data lake.
correct. Data will be stored in micro partitions. Okay,
So
till that
micro partitions data will be stored in metadata tables of Snowflakes.
metadata, micro partition details are written into the metadata tables. Those are system tables in Snowflake.
Yeah. Okay. So
No,
how it will return the data by query? I mean, will there be any key or any connection in between?
no, no, no. In metadata, see, these are like system tables, like any other RDBMS. So this is like in metadata tables, it will write like so for that particular object, how many these micro partitions are. We will see these. We will see those metadata tables.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay, so thank you.
Even
So what,
even
Shekhar,
yeah.
what is the difference between the metadata table and regular table?
What is the
What is the
difference
difference
between the
between
metadata table and the
metadata
regular?
table and the regular table?
Now you tell me. So
How can
something
you differentiate? Suppose like if you click on select star from customer in Snowflake, we'll get like 100 records.
correct.
So we are not sure what is mean by metadata table.
Okay. See
You said like the
metadata.
data will be stored in the physical micro partitions, and the micro partition details will be there in the metadata, right?
Metadata tables. Correct.
So suppose if I click on the SnowSQL, like if I write like a select star from customer, so we'll get the results right from the customer table.
Yes, we will get the result from the customer table. Correct.
So, Shekhar, can we query a metadata table? That's another way to ask the same question.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
So
Can we query a metadata table? Can I write a query, select?
That's what I'm telling you. We can see the metadata tables. We can query the metadata tables as part of our regular class. We will see all those things. This is
Okay.
a architecture I am going to discuss.
okay.
Okay, I have
Probably.
one more question. You mentioned those partition on the storage. So when the Snowflake is on Azure or AWS, is there any difference in micro partitions? How does that work?
No. There is no difference. There is no difference. If it is an Azure cloud product, if it is an GCP, there is no difference.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
There is no difference. Fine.
Yeah, Shekhar. Yeah.
Fine. Clear this database storage.
Yeah. Probably. We'll ask once you complete the questions. Probably. We'll ask the questions at the end, Shekhar. So
Fine.
probably it will be clarified. Once you complete the architecture.
Correct. So we will just actually we expected a few other people also join into the session, but yeah. So again, I will repeat this architecture in the next session also. So we will discuss for now.
Okay.
Fine. Next, this query processing layer. Query processing layer, as this is a database layer, is the storage component in your Snowflake. Query processing layer is the hardware component to your Snowflake. Nothing but as in your traditional on-prem servers, you will be having the RAM, CPUs like that. This Query processing layer is also a hardware resource to your Snowflake that can be called as a virtual warehouse. Virtual warehouse is the hardware resource. Virtual warehouse is the hardware resource to your Snowflake. Database layer, database storage layer is the storage component to your Snowflake. Query processing layer is the hardware component to your Snowflake. Both the storage component and then hardware component, both are separated here. There is no dependency between the one component to other component. Fine. So they are working independently. They are working independently. In case of a traditional data warehouse, the both storage component and then hardware component, they parallelly work, and there is a dependency between the both. Here the both are working independently. There is no dependency between the storage and then hardware component. Second thing is, so purely this virtual warehouse is the hardware component to your Snowflake. Whenever we load the data, whenever we process the data, whenever you submit a IO request, whenever the user is connected to your Snowflake and providing a IO request to your Snowflake, these virtual warehouses are very much required. This is a compulsory. This is also one of the Snowflake object. Without this virtual warehouse, we can't do anything, and we can't process anything, and we can't process any code in a Snowflake.
Shekhar, question. You said that the query processing is the hardware component, but at the same time you're saying the warehouse is a virtual warehouse. Can you explain this?
Yes. See, within the query processing layer, so we have a virtual warehouses. See, in this virtual warehouse, nothing but your hardware component in your Snowflake. So you can able to create a multiple virtual warehouses in a Snowflake. Fine. In this query processing layer, we have a virtual warehouses. Virtual warehouse is the hardware component. Fine. Hello.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. So this virtual warehouse is the hardware component. So based on the project and then based on the teams, we can able to create a individual virtual warehouses. When I pronounce virtual warehouse, it is a hardware component. It is a hardware component. When I pronounce virtual warehouse, it is a hardware component. Fine. So in our organization, for every project or every team, we can able to create a independent virtual warehouse, and then we can use independent virtual warehouse. For every team, the DBS can be assigned a particular virtual warehouse. For that virtual warehouse only, the particular team can be used. So they can't use the other virtual warehouse. So that each virtual warehouses will be independent in the environment. If you are using a one virtual warehouse, then you need to use that virtual warehouse, and that virtual warehouse is specific to your project or team. So the advantage here is you can use your own hardware resources, and other team and then other project can be used their own hardware resources. So there is no dependency between them. There is no sharing a common hardware resource to across all the teams or across all the project. So in case of our traditional on-prem servers, once we build the hardware resources, all the users can be used, all the users can be shared a one hardware resource. So here not like that. So you can able to create your project specific virtual warehouse, and then you can use that specific virtual warehouse only. By doing this, you can able to see a robust performance improvement in your process, as you have a independent virtual warehouses to all your projects and all your teams. So this is about your query processing layer. Any doubts here? And also, as part of our regular class, we are going to see in detail about the virtual, what is this virtual warehouse, how do we create the virtual warehouse, what are the things are available in the virtual warehouse, what are the options are available in the virtual warehouse. Everything we are going to see as part of our regular class. For now, in a high level, the virtual warehouses are a hardware component to your Snowflake. Clear or not clear?
Yeah, yes, Shekhar, you can proceed.
Other
Yeah, for me it's clear. Sure.
super. Next, cloud service layer. This is the top layer in Snowflake. So let me start with the one by one. What the roles and responsibilities of this cloud service layer? It will take care about the authentication and then access control related things. It will take care optimizer, transaction manager, security, and then metadata storage, etc. What is this authentication and then access control? Very first thing, it will check that. Very first thing, it will check that. It will check that how many. Suppose if you are login into a Snowflake account, the very first check go through the cloud service layer. It will check whether the valid user is logging into a Snowflake account or not, and then the password, everything will be checked through this authentication and then access control. Authentication and then every users related things, roles related things, everything will be taken care by your cloud service layer. Second thing is optimizer. What is this optimizer means? Optimizer means, suppose if you submit your SQL code to your Snowflake, if you submit your SQL code to your Snowflake, the very first thing it will check through the cloud service layer. First, it will parse your SQL statement. It will parse your SQL statement. It will parse your SQL statement. When the statement is everything is looks good, then only it will submit to the next layers, and then it will return the data. It will get the data from the next layers, and then it will return the data through this layer only. Nothing but whenever you submit a IO request to Snowflake, it should go through the cloud service layer and then bring the data and then return the data to the end users through the cloud service layer only. So it will also take care about a transaction manager, like implicit transaction. Suppose if you are working on the multiple transactions, if you are loading a data into a tables in your Snowflake, in between, suppose if anything happens, your session is closed. So in that scenario, how the data is going to insert, how the data is going to commit and then roll back, those things and all will take care, and also take care by this cloud service layer. Suppose if you are inserting 1000 records, in between the process, the session is closed. Internally, what will happen? Implicit transactions will be applicable. Internally, what will happen? In between, if the transactions are stopped and the session is closed, whatever the data is inserted into the table, all the things will be rolled back as the process is not completed. In between, the process is completed. These functionality and these things will be taken also from cloud service layer. The security things and the encryption things, everything will be taken care by this cloud service layer. And also I told you this metadata tables, also managed by this cloud service layer. So this is about the cloud service layer and also entire architecture. Guys, now if you have any questions, you can ask me. Again, in detail, we will discuss the same architecture in tomorrow's class also, because a few students are missed today. We will discuss all these things tomorrow also. I will repeat.
So
if you have any, yeah.
Shekhar, you did not talk much about infrastructure manager. What does that component do?
Infrastructure manager is nothing but a see your virtual warehouses are taken care by this layer also. Virtual warehouses, this layer is also taken care by your cloud service layer. It will handle it. So that we can mention this cloud service layer is the very top layer.
Shekhar, I have small doubt. Suppose, I mean, after authentication, so by cloud services, then we are going to connect with virtual warehouse, and after that, I mean, with the virtual warehouse, we are going to connect with our database, right? As per my understanding. So if the you told that the virtual warehouse is a it's like a virtual thing, so it is different for different applications or different projects. Okay, let's suppose virtual warehouse got failed, or the server got failed, connection got failed with that virtual warehouse. Then what will happen in that case? The cloud service infrastructure manager will take the backup of that, or what will take, I mean, what will be the situation at that time?
So you mean to say if session is disconnected in between, what will happen of the virtual warehouse? Huh?
Virtual warehouse got I mean, suppose it got failed, or it some, I mean, with some
See,
problems, we couldn't able to connect with that virtual warehouse. Then will there any backup of that virtual warehouse, or
no no
for
no no
that,
no no
any
no no no
particular
no
backup will maintain?
no no. Your understanding is wrong actually. See, this virtual warehouse is once it is created in the Snowflake. I will show you how to create and how it looks like. Once it is created in the Snowflake, fine. Once it is created in the Snowflake, we are not going to. So this is like your hardware resource. This is your hardware resource. Once it is created, then there is no matter of failure. There is no case of failure here on your virtual warehouse, because you are setting your hardware size by creating a virtual warehouse. That's it. You are setting your hardware resources and then size by creating virtual warehouse. Once you create,
So
just
there will
just you
be no
one sec,
chance of failure.
one second, one second.
Sorry, sir.
Once you create a hardware resource, you will use that. Once you create virtual warehouse, you will use that virtual warehouse and then start processing your data. For processing your data, your hardware resource will be helping to process your data, but not loading the data into your virtual warehouse. See, in your
Okay, now I understood.
in traditional database, you will be having the data in servers, in physical servers, in particular physical drives. Agree? Data will be
I'm agree.
available in the physical drives, and also for that to run your servers, there will be a physical hardware resources. There will be a RAM, there will be a CPU, there will be a motherboard to run your to run your SQL statement in your RDBMS. How it is run? It will use in your. I'm speaking about the traditional database. If you execute a statement in your SQL server or in your Oracle, in your Teradata, to execute, to read the data, to return the data, what it will do? It will utilize your system motherboard, your system CPU, your system RAM, and then it will return the data. It will not come the data on the fly. It will use the existing resource which are available in the system, and then it will return that. So only whenever we are going to install a particular software in our machines, we are calculating our system hardware configurations. We are telling that this configuration is not suitable, this configuration is suitable, because whenever you install a software into your machine, whenever you are loading or whenever you are processing a data, it will utilize your system hardware resources to process the data and to return the data. Same like You are creating a virtual warehouse and then you are utilizing that virtual warehouse to process your request. You are not loading a data into virtual. Your virtual warehouse is one of the component and you are utilizing to process your request. So this is my explanation, and as per my understanding, I can explain this much. If you have any doubts, let me know.
Now I'm clear. So, thanks.
Fine. Any other questions? Any other questions?
From my end, no, Shekhar.
Yeah. If you are not clear, then we will continue tomorrow at same 7 a.m. and then we'll discuss very clearly. Fine.
So, Shekhar, I have a question.
Yeah.
I had an issue with the link. I could not join in with the link, and I had to call my friend in India, and he contacted your office, and then they sent me a new link. So how? I mean, if that is the case every day, then that's annoying. I missed the session.
No. So I don't know how did you miss that. I don't know how did you miss the.
Because
How
I
did
got
you?
the message that the link does not work anymore, so I called your office, and
No,
then
no, no, no. It will not work. Maybe the link they have changed. I guess that I don't know. So in that.
No. Yesterday, no. Yesterday, my few of my friends, few of my colleagues also tried to join the link, but they are
yeah,
not able to. Almost three people they didn't join yesterday also.
yeah.
Even today also, I only am able to join because I directly contact to the consultancy. Few of my
That's fine.
colleagues also not able to join that one.
What is the issue they are facing?
This is the link issue only.
Yeah, it said that this meeting is over, and something that a class is not in session, and then I called my friend in India. He called your office and he gave me your office number, and I called the office from here, and the gentleman said that we have changed the link. But the question is this: if we are troubleshooting just the link issue, I missed like 20 minutes of the lecture.
So this is my number. Reach out me instead of reaching others. Directly I will give you the active link. Ping me in WhatsApp. I will share the link. If any link is changed.
Shekhar, one suggestion, Shekhar. So I don't know who is handling this session. They're not really like a proactive. So I mean, it's a lack of communication. I can clearly say their communication is not good enough. So just correct in that area, Shekhar.
So that is handled by institute people. Even
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
also that even that link also I will also get that link from institute only. But while joining, I did not face any issues. I can able to join immediately.
Yeah. But I mean, their communication is not good enough, Shekhar. So
No, once we register,
That's fine. That's
Shekhar,
fine.
once
That's
we
fine.
register, no, it is asking twice to register again and again. When we open the links one, that's okay. Again, when you open the link for next day, again it is asking the registration again.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
so we need to
Yeah, that's
register
what.
every day.
So for few sessions you need to register. Daily for few sessions. After that, no need to register.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, I understand
For,
now. Yeah.
for few sessions you need to. So if any of your friends also miss like that, so you can also inform them. For few sessions they need to register daily. Even I will also do the same thing only. How you are doing? You are entering your first name, last name, mobile number, and then email ID. Same thing I am also doing. I am joining into the session from my end. Same thing you need to do the for few sessions.
Okay.
Everything is confirmed and the registration is done. After directly you can click to the link and then join into the class. If any of your session, if any of your friends are missed due to this, then you can inform to them also. Fine.
Okay, great.
Is that
So
make sense?
how do we get this registration? So we need to register the same link every day.
For now, you use the same link.
Okay.
The link is changed, you will get the notifications, you will get the
Okay.
email.
Okay.
If you don't get, if you are struggling to join the things, so I have given my number.
Okay.
I will be having the updated link. Please come, please touch base with me. I will share the updated link.
Okay, got it.
You will also get the updated link, but maybe somewhere if the email ID is missed, then you will miss the communication, because
Okay.
they are working on the multiple things, right?
Okay.
That's fine. So for initial days, we need to do the registration by providing the personal details.
Okay. How long this session will go? Like, what is the duration of this course, entire course?
35 days, 35 sessions,
So it's a 5 days week or 7 days week?
5 days maybe.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
So we will meet tomorrow.